is off limits. We want to answer your questions about business, life, and everything in between. If you have a question for us, send them to ask@beckandliz.com. That's ask@beckandliz.com. So our question this week, Elizabeth, stems from our conversation with Rhonda Sanderson at Sanderson PR. And it was kind of obvious when we were talking to her how she took a difficult childhood and the pain of that childhood and then the struggle of it all. And she basically turned it into a positive, kind of the idea that you and I were talking about a little bit earlier, turning pain into power, specifically this side of her that felt as a child with a very strong father that her voice was never heard, that she couldn't express herself. So she turned that into a way where not only was she better at expressing herself, but she has now become brilliant at helping others express themselves. So I just thought it was a wonderful, that pain to power idea, the struggle and the gift idea. What were your thoughts when you were talking with Rhonda?
It's such a universal thing, and it applies to everything. And I think I feel a sense of kinship with her on that because I advocate for that so often. And talking about voice and using it and using whatever those things are. When I got divorced, after that, I handled it relatively well, I guess, according to the people who knew me. And then I was the go-to girl for divorce. Everybody I got referrals. I should have charged. People would send people to me to help them, find perspective or understand that you're going to get through it. It's going to be fine. And all these things. So I think that it becomes a power. The thing today is, what's your superpower? I mean, I think when you have been through pain and you're willing to share it, the thing that is striking to me is when people are willing to share it. And she is willing to talk about the painful things in her life in order to empower others to know that they too can overcome. And I think she does that probably personally, but professionally for sure. And finding, she talked about she's attracted to people who have all of the potential, all of the discipline, all of the smarts, and are struggling to overcome that one last barrier to success. And she can help them see that, identify it, and get them through it. And I think that's her superpower in that way.
Yeah, to fully express who they are through the pain, through the struggle, and then turn it into something. So it's interesting because when she was talking about mentoring, she said she doesn't go searching for mentees. She doesn't go looking for people she can help. They sort of appear and they ask. And I thought that was brilliant in that she didn't insert herself until the request was there. She didn't give advice. In fact, she told us, don't give advice until someone particularly asks. So it was interesting that here she is committed to helping people find their voice, helping people find a way to express themselves and tell their stories and be heard. But she doesn't do it until they actually come to her and say, I need to express myself. I need to get into my full potential. And I'm struggling. I have something inside that's preventing me. And she has this eye for that. She has an eye for talent, but she also has an eye for what is it emotionally, mentally, psychologically that's preventing that woman or that individual from stepping into speaking their truth and being fully who they are. Then and only then does she step up and say, okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you overcome what's going on with you internally, just like I have overcome what was going on for me, which made her then this fabulous PR person.
I wrote a note when I was reviewing her recordings that says soft heart, tough exterior, which I think personifies that quality. She's this tough cookie, but she's got a soft enough heart that she wants to help someone through that struggle. So I think I love complex people.
Me too. Yeah, interesting people, eccentric
Yeah.
people, and how that works. Where they're multifaceted, and she is
Mhm.
definitely multifaceted with this tender, empathetic heart, but at the same time bold and willing to put someone in their place and tell it the way it is. And there's definitely these two sides of her that make her who she is.
Mhm. I love it.
Me too. We can learn a lot from Rhonda Sanderson for sure.
So much. Yeah.
So I want to thank everyone for joining Elizabeth and I today, where passion and purpose collide and profits are made and relationships are forged. This is Beck and Liz signing off and wishing you another purpose-filled and profitable week.